just a hungry ferret.
Hi everybody. So today we have the microphone lens. That's phone as in a telephone. This is a nifty gadget that makes your cell phone camera work like a microscope. It's able to provide a macro shot that is 15 times magnification. I thought it would be cool to have this little gadget to look at things up close. And this is also a Kickstarter. So it comes in this packaging with directions on the back and a carrying case within the center. To remove the product is pretty easy. All you gotta do is just push it out. So inside the carrying case, if you're not careful, you might miss this little tiny lens. When it's dry, this lens is adhesive. If this lens does get dirty, you need to wash it with just plain water, and it'll regain its adhesiveness. To install is simple. Just place it on your camera lens. Just like that. To focus, the principle is simple. The carrying case is roughly about 1 centimeter. You need to tilt the phone forwards and back to change the depth of field. Now for a flat object, the case is good enough. You can easily gain focus by tilting towards or away from the object. Again, the ability to focus will be based on the distance between the camera and the object. Now, if your object is about 4/4 high, then you're going to probably have to raise the case 4/4 high. This will give you the ability to focus. Otherwise, the camera is going to be too close and you're not going to be able to focus. As you see, I'm pushing towards and away from the camera to focus. Once you find the sweet spot, you have to hold it still. The packaging actually encourages you to look at the printed text and graphics. There's a cool amount of details that you can see, and it's very interesting to see how it's done. As you can see in the sample, you can see the individual dots. So I have here some ground pepper, and we're going to take a look at that. So using the case, I have to tilt forward or back to focus. And you can see the individual grains here on the microscopic level. So up close, you can see the individual grinds of the pepper. You can also see the texture of the background, which is that wavy plastic piece. So next, we're going to take a look at the piece of the plastic stand. Again, you're going to have to tilt forward and back to get the focus point. It does require a bit of practice. Also notice, if you can turn on your flashlight on your camera. I also noticed when you turn on the flashlight in the camera, it helps with the image quality. Everybody always talks about all these hidden meanings and symbols in the money. With this lens, you can see everything. You can see Andrew Jackson's hair. His eye. If there's any secret meanings in the eye, you can see it. And you can also take a picture of it. You can also see all the text and how it's printed. There's a lot of fine detail that went into this money. I also decided to take a look at a seed that's sitting on top of a cutting board. Up close, you can see all the fine details of the seed. I do notice on 3D type objects, it's a little more difficult to focus. On flat surfaces, like the cutting board, it's quite easy to focus on everything. And this is because of the depth of field that this camera has. Because the way the camera works, along with the lens, it's only able to focus on certain distances between the camera and the object. So because the seed is somewhat high, it's only unable to focus on certain points of the seed, not the entire seed itself. But again, if the object's flat, it's very simple to focus, just like this cutting board would. Along with the video, you could take pictures of objects, and I have reduced it to fit the video. Overall, for the price I paid for this gadget, it works pretty well. 15 times magnification is actually probably more than what most people need. At 15 times, you can see a lot of detail in many objects. The photo and video that you get from this is not super sharp, but it's good enough to do the job if you want to look at certain things. To get something with a much sharper view, you probably have to spend hundreds of dollars. For flat objects, this works great, but for objects that have depth, it does require you to decide where you want it to be focused. When you get a chance, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.